it's Lizzie Doc, and in this video I'm going to be telling you about how I am finally getting my barn after 3 years. So let's get into it.
Since I found only love can save me now.
So if you didn't notice yet, I dyed my hair pink. Well, pink and blonde. I really wanted to dye it blue, but apparently I would have had to bleach it, and I didn't want to bleach my hair. But it is pink and blonde, and I really like it. So before we get too far into my video, I just want to say real quick, I am sorry for the people who noticed that I haven't been posting that much. Apparently some of my friends were getting messages that I haven't been posting, and I haven't really been active on YouTube or on Instagram. And I know, I pretty much dropped off of all the internets ever for a month. And I promise you, it was not purposeful. It was just, I had my surgery and I couldn't go to the barn and I couldn't ride, and that's pretty much everything I make my videos about. My barn was only started a week ago, so there was really nothing to talk about. Like, all it really was me recovering from surgery. There was nothing happening. I did still see my horses, I did, and I still went out. I still brushed them, I still petted them, I still went and saw Stormy. It wasn't that I didn't see them, it was just I wasn't there long periods of time. I was maybe there 30 minutes. I didn't have time to make a video. I didn't have time to think about making a video or worrying about those things. I was just going to see them and worrying more about if my leg was okay and that I wasn't doing anything I couldn't do, and I wasn't doing it too long that I was going to hurt my leg instead. So I did not mean to drop off the face of the earth, I promise. But I didn't have the time to make the video, and I didn't have the time to worry about it. I was worrying about my leg and my health and being okay first, and to me that's what comes first. So that is why I dropped off the face of the earth. But I am back on the face of the earth now, and I am working on getting my leg better. Hopefully this surgery will be the surgery that works. And I started physical therapy, and hopefully I'll be able to get on my horse in like another week, and I'll be able to start making more videos. I'm definitely going to be making videos about my barn. Anyway, I'm going to be telling you how I'm finally getting my barn after 3 years. So if you've been following me for a while, you probably know that I was getting very, very frustrated with the fact that I still did not have a barn because it had been 3 freaking years. And it was getting very, very much on my nerves, especially since I was going to school for horses. I wanted to run my own horse business, and I couldn't even get my own horses home, much less run a business, because I couldn't build the barn. And before everybody says, oh, it's because of COVID, it was not all because of COVID. Yes, COVID did play a part. I'm not going to say it didn't affect anything. It definitely did, but it was not all because of COVID. And it was not because my family didn't have the money to build it. My family had plenty of money to build a barn. My family had plenty of money to make a horse business. That was not the issue either. It was, well, for a couple of different reasons. It was really hard to find a builder, which, yes, was partially because of COVID, because everybody, so basically all of the prices for everything was going up, which I'm sure you guys know because of COVID. So building a barn went from like this much to this much. And though my family had the money to build a barn, with all prices going up, it became a lot harder to find a builder because they all had projects and they were all very busy because they got held up with COVID too. So it was just really hard to find a builder for that reason. It was also really hard because we live on a hill, a very, very steep hill, which I can show you. See? Look at this hill. It's very steep, especially to walk up. And that was an issue because originally we were going to build the barn beside our house, but where we wanted to build the barn was going to be like $37,000 just to excavate the hill where we wanted to build the barn. The flattest part was right in front of our house going down that fun hill, but I did not want to walk up that hill every single day, especially with my hip the way it is. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I have hip issues. I've had a hip replacement when I was 14. I've had 15 surgeries on my leg. I could not physically do that every single day, as many times a day as I was going to be doing it, not just to care for the horses, but to just go see them. I mean, I want to be with the horses as much as I can, so I physically couldn't have done that. So I'm like, no, we can't put the barn there. We just can't. But the next flattest part was actually beside my swing set, which, if you know me, I love to swing. Like, seriously, I go to the swing set all the time, so it really wasn't that much farther than a walk that I was already used to. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do that, okay? We can just put the barn beside there. It was already decently flat, so that wasn't a big deal. Plus, because of my grandparents already in the apple orchard, there was actually already some fencing there that we can just add on to for when we bring the horses home. And it was a simpler spot. It was an easier spot to do it. But then we had to find an excavator and when he could do it. And then we had to figure out when the builder could do it. And like the builder who's building our barn, he had already been planning to do this for a year. And well, then some other things got in the way for the last year that I'm just not gonna say. Not a simple deal, but it was definitely a very frustrating deal because it had been 3 years and honestly I was just sick of it. Like, I was so sick of it. And not that I don't love when my horses are boarded, and I've known those people for 10 years and they are my friends, but I wanted them home. I wanted them home. I wanted to be able to see them every day. I wanted to be able to walk out my door and see them. I wanted to look out my window and see them. I wanted to run my horse business. My horse trainer is a great trainer, and I love where I go and I love where I ride. It's a great place, but I wanted my own place now. I'm 20. I want to be able to have my own horses at my house and run my own business, okay? Because this is what I've loved for a decade, even with my surgeries, even with everything that's happened. It's what I loved. It's what I wanted to do. And I couldn't do it, but it took a long time and a lot of fighting to be able to even start the barn. And we're having an Amish builder build this, so it's gonna go up fast, very fast. I think it's gonna be done in a month. Hopefully, though, I would like it to be done in a month. I would really like that because I'm very ready to get my horses home. And so far, hopefully it'll stick, but so far, surgery is working. And I'm starting to be able to walk again. I mean, I can only walk around the house. I'm not supposed to walk anywhere else. It isn't my own home without a crutch or crutches. But I'm starting to be able to walk again. They said that I'm always going to have pain, but, you know, oh well. I'm also planning to make a series about building my barn, which I actually got this idea from another YouTuber that I started watching after they started my barn, because I started making lists about what all I'm going to need in my barn, finding links to each thing, so I'm buying it in enough time for it to all be ready. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to watch a couple videos, I'm going to look into this, make sure I have everything on this list that I'm going to need. And I found this one YouTuber, which I'm going to link right here, who made a super great video about essential things for every barn. And I'm going to link that here too. I ended up watching that video, which gave me a couple of ideas. The majority of the stuff, honestly, I already knew because, again, I've been around horses since I was a little kid. And I've been helping at barns, at my barn, Jordan's barn, whatever. A barn since I was a little kid and helping doing lessons and everything. The majority of the stuff I already knew it, but I'm like, you know what, I want to make sure, because sometimes, you know, when you're making a list, you're just like, what do I need on this? What? You just, like, forget everything. Like, everything just leaves your head. So, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I got everything that I could need, and then I ended up finding a series talking about building a dream barn, and I'm like, you know what, I could do that. I could talk about building my barn, like, you know, it's finally happening after 3 years. It's finally happening. I'm finally getting a barn. So I thought it'd be super exciting that I can be starting my business and stuff like that. So I might be making a video about going to Missouri with my dad. So that'll be fun, going to Missouri to look for horses, because who doesn't want to do that? So I will definitely have videos about my barn, finding a horse, probably how Stormy's doing, and getting to ride for the first time again after my 15th surgery, of course. So my YouTube videos and my Instagram posts are coming back. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!